Waking up for an early morning flight is never fun, especially if you spent the night before packing or you still have some packing to do. And you might be crossing time zones or have jet lag, all of those extra things to worry about that are going to make it even more difficult to wake up. And most of us use these things to wake up in the morning. Phones are convenient alarm clocks, but most of us don't use them the right way to wake up ideally. And the trick is, it turns out, odd, both figuratively and literally. Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter by showing you how to use your phone's alarm clock to trick your subconscious into waking you up when you need to. To understand why this trick will work, we first need to understand the basic problem. Yes, waking up early is difficult for most people. You may not have gotten good sleep the night before, or it's just really, really early. But even though we have these loud alarms right next to us, we tend to snooze right through them multiple times. So to tackle that problem, we end up trying to brute force ourselves out of bed by setting alarm after alarm after alarm. Tell me you've never seen your phone like this on those days where you really have to get up early. Now those multiple alarm clocks might work in the end, but it's just a louder and slightly more creative way to just hit the snooze button over and over. That can make you more likely to wake up groggy or wake up late altogether, but it might also be having some harm on your cardiovascular system. According to Matthew Walker, author of the book Why We Sleep, quote, "If alarming your heart, quite literally, were not bad enough, using the snooze feature means you will have to repeatedly inflict that cardiovascular assault again and again within a short span of time. Many times you tap the snooze button on your phone when you're semi-conscious, which is why it might not feel like you've snoozed 97 or 3 times, it's just all really hard to tell. Now, snoozing feels really good because our elevated melatonin levels are telling our brains that it's sleepy time. A blaring alarm sound can push you just enough into the lighter stages of sleep to push the snooze button, but the rebound might be so intense that you may not hear the next alarm and end up oversleeping. And there, you've missed that flight, or you end up having to run out of the house like a maniac with only having brushed half of your teeth or just wearing one sock. And still, if you've woken up after the third or fourth snooze, it's likely that all of that extra sleep you got wasn't very good quality. You could have used that extra time to maybe take a nice shower, maybe finish up packing, maybe have a cup of tea. Or if you don't want to do all of those things, you could at least use that extra time to get a few more minutes of quality sleep by waking up when you're supposed to, rather than snoozing and snoozing and snoozing your way through the morning. It turns out there's a way to fool your brain into doing just that, and it's a trick that I've been using for years, and it all comes down to odd numbers. The human mind is preferential to even numbers. 10 fingers, 2 eyes, 7 a.m., because they feel natural and appeal to our innate senses. We attribute personalities to numbers based on their arithmetical properties, and our emotional responses to numbers can influence how we make decisions. Take the number 10. It's the total of digits we have on our hands. It's also the basis of our numerical system. 10 is non-controversial, easier to understand, and friendly to the human mind. Research from the National University of Singapore and the University of Florida have shown that the same cleaning product is more attractive to customers if its brand name contains an even number than if it contains an odd one. Researchers believe that this may be due to the fact that our brains process even numbers more easily than odd ones. It may also be the reason why a lot of hotel room numbers in horror movies often have odd numbers rather than even ones, because odd numbers are a little bit more off-putting to our human minds. Because odd numbers and those that are less familiar take just a little bit more brain power to process, they require a little bit more of our focus. See where I'm going with this? For example, 7 a.m. doesn't give us the same sense of urgency or novelty as 7:03 a.m. does. Okay, so what about 7:05 or 7:15 a.m.? They're odd but more familiar, and the key is processing time. In terms of waking up on time and getting a few more minutes of sleep, calculating how many minutes you really have to get out of bed is harder when you're using an odd number that's also not a multiple of 5 or a commonly calculated one. We convert 45 minutes ahead of 7:30 or 9 more easily because we do it all the time. Don't think so? Well then tell me what 75 minutes before 12:25 a.m. is. Quick, see, it's not quite as easy as you might think. Let me know how long it took you down in the comments below. Back to our alarm clocks, that tiny bit of number crunching may seem insignificant, but it requires a longer window of consciousness to process. Even just a few more seconds of focus and a few more seconds of being awake can help you wake up on time and not get stuck in the snooze pattern. So by setting your alarm to 3:15 or 5:07, it works to get you out of the unconsciousness of sleep by keeping you conscious in a critical moment just a little bit longer. Try it the next time you have to wake up early. Set your alarm to an odd number or a random number in the time window you need to get out. If you have a partner next to you, have them set the exact time randomly between 6:45 and 7 a.m., for example, and see if it helps. As a bonus tip, if you have that early morning flight that you're really worried about waking up for, before you go to bed, have a glass or two of water, because your bladder also makes a really good alarm clock that's extremely persistent and is dangerous to snooze for through too long. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helps you get up a little bit earlier and a little bit more gently before your next early morning flight. But if you have any questions, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week, and I'll see you in the next video. Gotta go to the bathroom. Bye.